Hello everyone, welcome to the Truvisionaries 2026. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by James Varley. James, congratulations. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very well. But thanks for joining us, and it's great to have you included in the Truvisionaries for 2026. We've got 3 rapid-fire questions that we want to ask you. Okay, firstly, tell us how and why you got started in short-term rentals.
Okay, yeah, so I was living in Qatar for 10 years and I needed a place to stay in the UK because at one point I was travelling back 3 or 4 times a year. And in about 2015, 2016, I went on holiday to the west coast of the States, went on a really big road trip, drove from LA up to San Francisco, and then hopped over to Las Vegas. And it was while in San Francisco that I stayed in an Airbnb for the first time. And it was because I couldn't find a hotel room for under $300 a night. And I searched everywhere, even the worst hotel that you've probably ever seen in your life. I was looking at the photos and the reviews and everything. It was still $300 a night. I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? In the back of my mind, I'd heard of this thing called Airbnb. I thought, right, okay, let's give that a go. Found this beautiful basement that had been converted. It was round the corner from where they filmed Mrs. Doubtfire, and I'd watched that movie countless times as a kid. So really nice part of town. The house was fantastic, brilliant property, gave us loads of recommendations. And while staying there, I just thought, God, this is brilliant. I should be doing this. So yeah, got back to Qatar and thought, right, I need to buy one. That's why I got one.
Amazing. Really cool story. And tell us, with your vast knowledge of the industry and your years of experience, in your opinion, what's the one thing that most hosts aren't doing that they should start doing today?
I think most hosts, when they get started, and I was definitely in this boat, they probably think that Airbnb is the only platform in the industry. And when I started, when I had my first property, I just put it on Airbnb and kind of hoped for the best because I was thousands of miles away in Qatar. But I think probably the easiest thing you can do in relation to getting direct bookings and moving that OTA booker, the Airbnb, booking.com, VRBO booker, to a direct booker the next time is to put a QR code of your direct booking website in your listing, print a very simple poster advising people that they can save money if they book direct next time. Here's the QR code straight through to your website. We've done that in our properties. Gets lots of bookings. Simplest thing you can do.
I love that. What I like about it is it's ultimately quite like offline advice, isn't it? Right? It's just like it's you're just pointing to it in your in-stay experience. You're not asking them to visit a website or go to some other link or some other mechanism to reach out to you. It's just you're in the property, you're having a nice time. Cool, there's a QR code, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. We have 2. One's on the fridge and the other one's just in the lounge area. And yeah, your guests are always going to go to the fridge. So yeah, simplest thing you can do.
It's clever, isn't it? Because as you're pouring that glass of wine, that cold white wine from the fridge and feeling amazing, you get reminded about how good the property is and you should go stay there again.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Tell me, in your opinion, where do you think things are heading into 2026 and beyond for our industry?
For me, I think the big watchword is professionalisation. And I think this is in part due to where we're going with regulation. We've got a statutory registration scheme which is coming on board. And I think also that's going to lead to making sure that people have got listings that are completely trustworthy. So I think accreditation schemes, I think trust, and I think really professionalisation and taking the industry seriously, that's kind of where we're heading. And probably a byproduct of that will be getting your pricing right. We were speaking just off air before, people start taking things a bit more seriously when they realise that maybe they've left money off the table and maybe they can earn a little bit more if they use dynamic pricing and that kind of thing. According to some of our dynamic pricing partners, we work very closely with Beyond and Price Labs. They tell us only about 20% of the industry are using dynamic pricing. So that's a massive chunk of hosts and property managers out there who are not using it. And by becoming more professional, by taking things a bit more seriously, building the trust in your listing and also wanting to earn money, you'll start using tools like dynamic pricing a little bit more. So I think, yeah, professionalization is where we're heading.
And that's really good advice. Thank you very much, James.